Hello, everyone. This is Thomas Pepin, NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin, and let's play some NHL. So we, as you can see, fancy, won a Stanley Cup last episode. In case you haven't seen before, we got President's Trophy in the first season, lost in the first round. Second season, President's Trophy won the Stanley Cup. Third season, lost in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. President's Trophy again. And then this past season, President's Trophy, Stanley Cup. So, besides the first season, I mean, three straight Stanley Cup Finals. Two of them, three straight Stanley Cup Final Game 7s or less, with two of those being a Stanley Cup. So that's pretty darn good. And I mean, even the first season got the President's Trophy. So, but like I was rebuilding, so to speak, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I don't think you could expect a Stanley Cup first season, but whatever. So anyways, just won a Stanley Cup. Literally, this is the end point, the day following the Stanley Cup. So now we got the whole off season, and that's basically what we're up to today. So, one sec, because I was a bit delayed getting on the stream because I had a couple issues with the stream and was late and so on. So just one sec, I want to make sure everything's okay. Yeah, I forget if I don't think the rest of them went to Game 7. Well, one of them didn't go to Game 7? I can't recall. So I think my description, I messed something up there. Anyways, and then I think the rest is all good. Cool. Okay. So now let's get to it. So I don't think I can really do anything right now. I think this translates from one season to the next, so I'll just do this now. Operations. There's nothing I can do. And so from last season, well, I haven't played this game since 2014, so a lot of this is all new to me. And then so sometimes I even discover things after multiple seasons of, well, in this case, franchise mode. So an example was we ran out of money for maintenance, and it wouldn't let me allocate money to maintenance. So, yeah, so I don't know really. I think it's because it limited my maximum, for operations. So I don't know what else I could have done differently. But anyways, I don't think there's anything we can do here. I wonder if we hit the goal for the suites. I have no idea if we did. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think... Well, I guess I should check. So I don't think there's anything we're doing with contracts, but I'll still have a look. So Chubarov doesn't want to it's saying that he doesn't want to extend. He's asking for 12 million. There's no chance. And previously he was asking for 11. And I mean, he's a franchise player. They're extremely rare in the game, but not happening. And then Bedard was asking for 8 something. And, well, I mean, now he's asking for 9. And I wouldn't have signed him before because of line fit. And he's also extremely rare, like the performance and this is from third line minutes. That's ridiculous. So anyways, we're going to be getting rid of both of these guys. And as a result, we're not re-signing them. How did Luosterainen do with us? 10 points, 60 games, -1. And I wouldn't blame any of his performance on his line mates because they oftentimes weren't good. So we will extend him if he wants a reasonable contract, which he does. So I think 2 years is going to be optimal. And then, so that's going to be 2. And then -30. So we should sign at this. I always do 10% off what they're asking for. So I think he'll re-sign. And he's a good fit to go on our 4th line. So that's good with me. Foot wasn't a good fit. -10. I mean, he produced points, but you can't be a -10. How do you do in the playoffs? -3. So and only 1 point. So really, he's no good. But he's RFA, so we control his rights, and we're just gonna what's it called? Qualify him and then trade him. Oshie's gonna deteriorate more, and I have because he's 39, he's gonna be 40. I have a feeling it's gonna be too low for me to, unless he goes to the 4th line. Let's see what he's asking for. 1.5. Oh, sorry. He's asking for 3.2. There's no chance. And then Simic was no good. So let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. Goalies, they still have a year left. Likewise for them. And I think this guy was decent with us. Oh, and he's RFA. I think I'm going to just, qualify and then trade him. Sarnik was good, but he deteriorated. I'll still extend him, though. think he was also good. Or is this the guy we picked up and he played well? 26. He doesn't want a two-way, so we're going to qualify him and trade him too. He did well. Two years. I'll give you 1 year. Now, Martinez, he deteriorated as well. And, also he's not interested in extending. And Martinuk kept going down too, which is wild. And he doesn't want to extend, so we're just not going to. So, Zarnik, Hagelin, Smith, and I think that's it. Qualify, and then release. So all of our contract stuff is sorted out already, even though we haven't gotten to the re-sign phase, but that's fine. I should actually, because you never know, what if somebody's franchise and they're ranked like 10th? But nope. I think that's it. So always the off season, it's the slow and tedious process, but that's the joys. Oh, that was quick. I wonder how much the cap increased. Cool, cool, cool. Huh, so I did sell 90% of the suites. Not bad. I can go past that. Let's see who has retired. Oh, she did retire. I wonder if he's going to turn into a scout, which would be nice for us. Skaters. None of our goalies. Anybody else interesting? Ovechkin. Carlson. Pietrangelo already? At 36? That's wild. Anders Lee already at 35? Man, A few surprises for retirements. I guess the rest aren't that critical. Well, that's interesting, but it doesn't really impact anything. Retired players that are now coaches. That's cool. I don't think that happened before. Wow. Brent Burns? I don't know if he would want to be a coach. Pavelski, I could see. Carlson, I don't think so. Wheeler, I could see. Stastny, I could see. But it doesn't seem like Burns or Carlson would do that. Anyways, that's interesting. Any of our coaches retire? One. That's it. I don't know what his position was, though. Um, this is Lawrence, okay. So as always, I mean, this it's not important at all because I don't, so the trades that are offered are never what I want, and so I don't really even care about this at all. So I just kind of make it blank. Here, I don't think we have any assets that need to be traded during the draft. So we would only need to do it if there's picks for this draft, and there aren't, so. Yeah, so we don't even need to go through the draft. We'll just sim through it. Oh, and on that note, actually, since if you haven't seen and this is your first stream, so, well, the first thing I did was use all my assets to put together a team that I was comfortable with. And so that's partially why I wouldn't have expected to win the Stanley Cup in the first season, is because it was just to get a team I was comfortable with, not necessarily. Sorry, one sec. Not necessarily the best team that I could possibly have. Give me a sec. I'm going to have to re-sign this guy. I think that's it. Sure. So anyways, what I was saying is, yeah, I used all my assets to put together the team, and that included everything. So if you saw just when we were at the draft there, we have 2 first-round picks, and that's all the assets we have. So what we do on a yearly basis is essentially use all of our assets to optimize the team. And what's a bit misleading at the moment, and you would have heard this from previous streams, is that we have just those 2 first-round picks, but we're actually going to have probably at least 2 more, and then maybe even up to 4 or 5 more, because we're trading away our 2 franchise players because they're too expensive or don't fit or both. And so from what we're going to get in return is probably going to be, like I said, at least 2 first-round picks, maybe up to 4 or 5, and then some other assets to fill those spots. So, but anyways, long story short, I just use all the assets at the beginning to get what I want to start with, which is why we've been competitive every season. Draft picks in general aren't valuable, and I demonstrated that in a previous stream in real life stuff, so like actual NHL stats and things like that. That, I forget if it's a separate playlist or if it's included in the Making the Perfect Roster, whatever the title is of that playlist. But anyways, essentially, if you're not drafting a first round pick, all the rest of the rounds are really lottery tickets, and your odds of hitting the lottery are like essentially 0. So the value of those draft picks are greater than your likely return. So just trade them. There's no point in drafting. And then make up your roster from free agent signings, trades, and all that stuff. So, yeah. So anyways, that's the whole strategy behind that, just to kind of give you the summary. I think we've re-signed everybody we need to. Now, who was it we lost? We lost our AHL goalie coach. And this guy, yeah, he was supposed to be, I forget, I think an NHL associate or assistant coach, and we managed to grab him as a NHL goalie coach, which is a crazy, awesome signing. And then, so all we need is a goalie coach in the AHL. And then we might, I think everybody else is fine. We might try to pick up better guys for AHL coaches, but I don't think we're going to find much better. Yeah. Scouts, we already re-signed. Now, again, I don't know if it makes any difference. Oh, but I don't have much money anyways. So I don't know if it allows you to hire coaches if you don't allocate money to the budget. Because I don't know if it means, like, if it considers next year's available money or if it uses this year's or what. But I always minimize it once I have everybody hired and then maximize it if I need to hire anybody. Because then you would think that it would allow you to make the hiring, so. Okay, so that's all good. Man, Chubarov's overall went up already a chunk. He was 94 just at the end of the season, and he's at 96 already. It's crazy. Yeah. Still surprised that foot didn't work out. Uh, yeah, so I think we can just sim straight through. There's nothing that needs to happen. So we got our scout. Oh shoot, I gotta qualify them. Thankfully I save as I go. I completely forgot about that. I missed that. I mean, I would have just went back, but um, okay, now I think that's it. Oh god, why do they gotta keep changing this thing? All right, so first step I want to figure out, actually, one thing I should see is how much cap space I have. Because we have Courtnall's contract coming into effect, 8.1. So it says we have 3.9. We've got Hughes, Pasternak, Courtnall, I believe, in theory. And then Thompson, Keller, Kane. I wonder how much he's going to deteriorate. And if he does, we're going to have to trade him. As valuable as he has been, he might not be this season. And like at a 7.6 million, if he gets down to like 82 overall, there's no chance we're going to spend that. So at the moment, it's Kane on the second line with Keller and Thompson. I should probably put just forwards right now. Mark, I think, so he can go up to the first line even. He's 83. Otherwise, he's probably best as our third center, even though he's a winger. He's good at faceoffs. Eberle, he could also deteriorate. And he was playing on our fourth line, so we might trade him. I don't know. We'll see. Louis Ryan's fine. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. So we need a third line player and then 2 fourth lines in all likelihood. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3.9 is technically correct still. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is still correct. Sider, Slavin, Dobson, Lindell, Haig, Orlov. So everything, we just need a depth D. And then goalies is correct. So from what we currently have, so if we add on our third goalie, that takes off another million in cap space. So we have around probably 2.75 to get a number of players. So we're actually going to have to clear up some cap space, I believe. So yeah, it's because of the extension we had for Courtnall, and Lindell is expensive, but we wanted to capitalize on our cap space from last season. So we might need to make some adjustments. I don't think, like, we could trade Orlov because of value for dollar spent. Because, like, well, I was going to say performance is similar to Hag, but really there's a big gap. So anyways, we're going to need to figure out how to clear up some cap space there. And what might happen is Kane goes out. We pick up some prospects. And then maybe sign a replacement for Kane, something like that. But we'll have to see. How bad did he... Oh, look at his endurance. I didn't see that before. It was really high. Oh, we're for sure trading Kane. Is anybody else really bad? Because none of these guys should be old enough where it's happened to them yet. And I don't know exactly what time. I think it's as soon as the offseason ends, there's a change to the player ratings. And so you can actually plan for that when you're signing and extending and stuff. So sometimes you get kind of screwed. But okay, so that's kind of the situation. Who's interested? Oh, okay. So it's just when it says teams interested, that includes the whatchamacallit, the qualifying. Oh, somebody is interested in Bedard, Arizona. So we need to trade these guys immediately because what we're going to get in return for offer sheets, I don't think is going to be this year's first 3 rounds of picks. Yeah, so you only get 2 firsts and a second and a third, and that's not nearly enough value. So yeah, so we need to trade immediately so that we don't get offer sheeted and don't get enough back, because we'll be able to get more in a trade. So anyways, so that's our first order of business. And like I said, the goal is to get a playable player, probably a prospect. So I think this season technically we're going to have a minor step back, but it's going to be like we'll still be able to compete for the cup. It's probably going to be slightly better than our first season, but not as good as the other seasons. Maybe as good as the one that we lost in the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. So It'll be something like that. But then the future years, because of development of those prospects, is going to be a lot better. Okay, so one thing I should check. Yeah, so they do still have full trade value. I was just wondering if it went down because they're just qualified at the moment. Okay, so we can't pick up money to replace them. We need to pick up something that's inexpensive. So those are, what is it, USHL, the Junior League in the US, or Development League, whatever you want to call it. Two-way defender. He's 80 overall. So we need somebody that's like, well, and on top of it, I don't know if we really need him. But we might do a minor, I was going to say rebuild, but technically I think people call it retooling. So where we might get rid of Orlov and then put like a guy like this on our third pairing or something. But we'll revisit that. Oh, one thing, before I even look at players, I want to see if there's any drafted goalies. Because it would be really nice to get a high value drafted goalie. That can play now at least. Like 67's not going to help me at all. 78 and 21's not the worst. Look at the puck playing frequency, that's crazy. Poise isn't the best, but '21, '73, so still not good enough. Potential's elite goalie. He's so way off. This is reasonable. Poise isn't good enough. Okay, so no standout goalies. Who's this? WHL. The overall rating's too low. His contract's gonna expire. $17. He's 78 overall already. Huh. Still no. Played in Rockford. No for him. Who's this? Wow, he did well. Only fits on power play line 2. That's surprising. What else do we got? So nobody's standing out so far. Man, look at that. 121 points in 69 games. Jeez, and that's in the WHL. What's his overall? 81 already. I almost don't even care what his line fit is. We should try to pick him up. I'm going to write down his name, because that guy... Worst case, we can just trade him again after we get him. But at this moment, that's pretty crazy. And he's 17. I just noticed that. That's crazy. He must have been first overall pick. He was third this past draft. Wow. Well, we got one target so far. And the thing about the rest of these guys is, yeah, they might, look good, but they're like on expiring contracts. And if their line fit isn't good, it's basically like a 1-year rental, and then we're not even going to keep them because we won't be able to sign them and they won't fit and all that stuff. So it's all those details I have to consider here. 19, bottom 6. You're a left wing. How many years left? 2 years. He's a consideration. M-A-C-K-A-Y. M-A-C-K-A-Y-M-O-U-S-E. If anybody recognizes that from when they were a kid. Interesting. Who's this? Line 4 is a no. No defensive defenseman for me. Power play lines. How many years left with Wright? 3 years. What's his line fit? Line 1. I'm going to write down right. Write down right. Ha. Because what we might do is get rid of Kane, bring in Wright. What was his performance? 55. But that was a bad team. Line 1. See, that sucks because I would go for him, but the problem is that his contract's going to expire, and you know for sure he's going to ask for too much. So it's not even worth getting involved. The other thing I just realized, I haven't looked at the free agents in any depth at the moment. But I guess they're not as critical. That's got to be some other league numbers. Right wing. Yeah. No, not quite there. Oh, this might be good. We don't know his fit, though. All right, so we will start, I guess. Picking up Gomez. We're going to be trading. So Wright has the better value, so we should save Chubarov to Bedard this time. So you can see the trade value bar, like this is clearly, it would go through. When is this team, if they're ever going to do bad, when is it going to happen? It's got 22. Do they have anybody else I want? He put up a ton of points, but his poise is really low. We could keep him in the OHL and let him develop. But he's due to come up anyways. Hmm. 4 years at 6.1. No. What I could do is something I've done before, so essentially weaken the team so that the draft picks are going to be more valuable. So in which case I would trade for Barnaby. And maybe somebody else. What do I do? Pretty even. Let's add a couple things to make sure. I'm surprised it went through. Could I have gotten more? I guess maybe. Sure. Well, anyways, probably could have gotten more since it went through the first time, but I think I asked for more than the trade bar, but whatever. Okay. And it doesn't tell us his fit yet. We have 3.7. I think we're going to have to get rid of Kane because we don't know what's going to happen with him. And it's risky to keep. Oh, I guess we can just use it in the package we do for right. Might as well. So Chubarov and Kane. It's a lot to give up for right. Will it go through if we get veneers? I guess so. right? Beniers, Kuiper. First round pick. I'm just going to try 2 first round picks because the other trade went through so easily, so who knows? Okay. So now at least I can figure out how much I maybe could have gotten more in the other trade. Is there anybody else I want to steal? Not really. No. First and a second. It's definitely a lot more than what I'm giving technically. So maybe I wasn't crazy off on my other trade. Okay, 6, 37. Fifth. Oops. Still no way. Okay. The thing is I do want to get their first round pick. So I don't really care about giving away ours because it's essentially worthless. Because we're probably going to finish first every season. So what's the value of a first round pick? It's essentially a second round pick, to be honest. And we want to really squeeze away all their young assets. So we only want Wright. The rest of the guys we're going to trade away. This should go through soon. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Well, apparently not so soon. Still hasn't gone through. How did the Bedard one go so smoothly? There we go. Okay. So now we have 3 first round picks for next season, which is what we traded to pick up depth guys, or well, fill-ins, or whatever you want to call them. So Courtnall and Marr, or whatever his name was. And then plus we've got now Wright and Gomez. So we filled the vacant spots and more, actually. And we have 3 cracks at the first overall pick, basically. And then we still have this one, plus we have the new picks that we just were given for 5 years from now. And we have all the players that we aren't going to be using. So Barnaby, Kuiper, Beniers, we're going to be trading all those guys for other assets. So now we have So he can't go to the second line. He could. We don't know yet, but he's probably first line only. So it's going to be Wright, Hughes, and Courtnall on line 1. And then line 2 is Pasternak, Keller, and Thompson. Marr goes to our third line with probably Gomez, I think, was his fit. And who else do we have still? Everly, maybe. And then it's Louis Durainen and then some other guys for the fourth line. So we're at our cap limit, but again, keep in mind we're getting rid of, well, these guys are $1 million apiece, Barnaby and Kuiper. And Beniers is 5.4, so we actually have 5.4 in cap space, basically. All right. Now, I don't know if I can justify Orlov 82 overall at 5.5 million. He's played well, but that's not that great of value. And he's probably going to slide on his overall as well. Okay, so we'll leave that at the moment. So now that we've cleared up the main RFAs we need to get rid of, now we can see what's available in free agency. So we might be able to spend up to $8 million, depending on if we get rid of Orlov, and also depending on if we, like for example, we might trade Lindell for a cheaper cap hit with the same performance kind of thing. So that's an option too. So anyways, let's see what we've got here. So we'll put it in order by overall. So Barnaby is ours at the moment. What was his story anyways? I think his line fit was fourth line anyways. Chikrin at 10 million, no chance. Hintz at 9.6, no way. Duchesne at 8. Tolvanen 5.8 for third line. Don't think so. Voracek, no. Matejczyk, no. Malkin, eh? Forward line 2. No. Giroux. How about line 1? We don't want him there. 4 million, that's cheap. Crosby at 3.775, no way. Forward line 3 and he fits. That's wild. What's his overall right now? 84. Huh. Man, that would be an awesome pickup. Huh. So we're going to have to monitor that one. One thing I'm just going to do is go by age. Is there any way? I guess not. So we'll have to just scan through. I just want to see if there's any young guys that are at reasonable cap hits. And when I say young, something like this, 24. Preferably even younger, like 20 or something. Typically they'll be re-signed on their team though, so it's unlikely. I guess this is another way I could have done it. So nothing really looks like on free agency that we want, I don't think. $5.8, $6 million, 4, 4, 5, 4. So Crosby's I think something we're actually going to target, because he would be ideal for our third line. Let's go with a couple of young guys. Does Tippett fit with us at all? Not really. Brusque? No. Barbashev maybe, but probably not. He'll probably ask for too much. To be like a fourth liner with us at least. No. He's not bad. Any goalies of interest? Pietro, no. Man, he went from 1 million, I think was his cap hit or something like that last season, to way too expensive. Forsberg, probably not. Skinner? Probably not. Not interested in two-way. If he was, then I would go for him. Bobrovsky at 2.4. That one we're going to monitor too. Markstrom? 1.4. Jeez. We might change some of our goalies based on this, like to pick up Markstrom and Bobrovsky. That'd be a pretty crazy tandem for that cheap. And that's basically it. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so we've got kind of our bearings now, I guess. Now, what else do we do? I'm going to check. I'm going to have a look to see if there's any top defensemen for point production that are inexpensive. And so what we might do is trade some of our guys that don't produce as much. He's too old. I think he's too expensive. Veronica. That's pretty cheap. Right hand shot. 87 overall. 3 years remaining. Huh. Oh, and I forgot about that Mackey guy in Ottawa. I don't think he fits. Okay, so I think we're actually going to target Hronik. And then like I said, I forgot about Mackey from Ottawa. So first I'll have a look at Mackey. Or McKay. McKay. Yeah, McKay. He's got 2 years. 3 years. 3 years. Didn't we get another guy? Hughes, Gomez. I guess that's it. Bottom 6. Second overall pick. Seller. So I had a feeling that we would have to give up more than we get, but I thought it was worth a shot to see what I could do. 6. Oh wait, instead let's do this. There's probably a player they want. There are no players they want. Okay, well, let's offer this. No. Yeah, I guess. Okay. What else? Um, let's try this instead. Oops. Whoops, going the wrong direction. So it should go through soon. Really? If I free up cap space. Okay. I wish it would just like offer trades in return, like so I don't have to keep offering trades. Why don't you just tell me what you want? Oh God. Okay, well, you don't want Barnaby, so then Veneers and who? I think we're actually going to trade Orlov and Lindell. I don't know. Second guessing myself. Um, how did he do? What? Alright, let's just do this then. Um, Um, what else? We're almost at double the value now. Now what? There's that Creeper guy. Now I know this will go through at some point. It's just a question of how long it's going to take for them to eventually accept it. Oops. And I mean, do I really need this guy that much? Not really. But still. The whole point, essentially what we're doing, like I said about retooling, our roster and getting young basically is the plan, or at least partially getting young, so that as these guys get older, we've got kind of a new group coming up. Man, like look at how lopsided this trade is already. And they still want more. What else can we give you? Let's give you the crappy stuff we don't need. There we go. Well, that's a lot to give up. Because I was hoping to get another first round pick, but I guess that's off the table. In any case, so we've got Forwards, we've got Hughes right, Courtnall on the first line, Pasternak, Thompson, Keller on the second line. Mackey or McKay. Gomez. Mar. I wonder, I haven't checked this yet, if they have, what's it called? Entry-level slide. So if we send them to the juniors, if it eats up a year of their contract, I hope it doesn't. Because what I might do instead then is send Gomez to junior, because I think that's where he was. Yeah, so send him to junior, and then do Mar, McKay, and Crosby on my third, and then Lewis Sterainen, Eberle, and miscellaneous for my fourth. And we still haven't cleared this space. So we still have lots of cap space, actually. Okay, I'm going to save this. Next thing, we're going to pick up Hronik from Detroit. Now, I say that having not even looked at if we can pull it off with our assets, but oh yeah, Barnaby, I forgot about him. They've got lots of cap space. Oh, that is so dope. We can totally do this trade. Ha! What else do we want in return? Third, fourth, fifth? We're asking for too much, but I'll work from there. I forgot. I might as well try to get rid of that other RFA guy while I'm at it. Okay. Huh. We have a deal. Holy jeez. So we actually, um, we're not going to be much worse of a team, to be honest. I mean, maybe slightly just on the high end, because like Chubarov was a extremely high scorer, and Bedard was a point per game. But man, okay, so we have no cap space now. Actually, before I take a look, let's go save this. Okay, so where do we sit? So Hughes right, Courtnall line one. I wish we could see the line fit for our new guys, but not yet. I think he was bottom six, if I'm not mistaken. So Pasternak, Thompson, Keller. Then Pasternak, Thompson, Keller, then McKay, Marr, McKay, Marr, and that's it. So as it stands, it's McKay, Marr, Eberle, because we're gonna put Gomez back to junior. I hope it doesn't eat a year of his contract. If it does, lesson learned. But I hope in like all the well, since I last played in 2014, that they've changed it where it slides the contract. But it'll be my way of figuring that out. So that's what we'll do. But yeah, so as it stands, it's Marr, McKay, and Eberle. But what we're going to try to do is sign Crosby. So it's going to be Crosby, McKay, Marr, and then Lewis Sterinen, Eberle, and whoever on the fourth. So we'll need to figure out a fourth line guy. And on defense, man, we're stacked on defense. So, and I don't even need to get rid of really technically anybody, but I'm going to get rid of Orlov, I think, in the end. So we've got Sider, Hronek, Slavin, Dobson. That's four right-handed, and those guys are really rare. Lindell, Haig as it stands, but we would get another depth guy. And then Orlov's going to go. So it sucks because we just extended him. I don't want to get rid of him, but he's 82 overall, and that's so it seems like he's been deteriorating because I think he was 84 before. Or if he's been 82, just 82 overall for 5.5 million is just not correct, and he's getting older. So I think Lindell was 86 or something like that. Anyways, yeah, do we have any more assets to trade? So we recouped our draft picks that we wanted. To be honest, I was hoping to have one more than what we currently have, but it's good enough. Because basically we want, so if there's a franchise player, we want 3 first-round picks within range of getting the lottery pick. And then worst case, we'll trade up to get the franchise guy because it'll cost less to trade up than it will to trade for the person after they've been drafted. So in any case, 3 is good enough to attempt to get a franchise guy, but I was hoping for probably at least one more pick. Is there any other assets we have to trade still? Pasternak, Hughes, Wright, Sider, McKay, Keller, Gomez, Courtnall, Ronick, Marr, Thompson, Slavin, Dobson, Haig, Lindell, Orlov goes. Eberle we could trade to clear up cap space. To be honest, we'll probably just let him play out this year and then or we'll have him play out this year and let him go to free agency because I don't think he's not valuable enough to us anymore, especially given the cap hit. Oh, and his trade value is basically nothing. So there are no more assets I need to trade. Everybody else remains. Wolf hasn't really developed more. So I could trade him. And we who won the cup? Was it Mrazek? Yeah. And because we want to maybe get both of Bobrovsky and Markstrom in net. Yeah, but who would we get rid of? One 901. Vladar, I guess. Melka played the best. Huh. But anyways, we'll have to figure that out. And then now, if you take a look, like our cupboards for assets, or our cupboard for assets is quite good now. So, anyways, so we need to trade Orlov. We'll save that for next stream. We're going to attempt to sign Crosby for our third line. And then we'll figure out what else to do. So if we get rid of 5 million, I'm just thinking if we should get rid of Eberle as well to clear up cap space and then sign people to fill. How did Eberle do? 23 points. Eight points in the playoffs. 82 overall. We might trade Eberle as well in the end, but we'll kind of figure that out. And then we still have to do our coach signings. Or signing one is all we have to do. And that's about it. So anyways, we'll leave it there. So this is where the less entertaining, more tedious stuff goes on. And I feel it too, because you have to do all these trades. You have to try to optimize the trades. And still having done the one with Bedard there, we got more back than we gave, and that never happens because, well, I should show, as always, that I play on Superstar with hard, where is it here? Hard trade difficulty. So, yeah. So when do you ever win trades? But I don't know. Apparently, I did. Yeah. So if you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. Channel homepage has upcoming streams that I can schedule ahead of time. Nothing planned as of late. For things I can't schedule on the platform, franchise mode, the schedule is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. That schedule is in the About section of the channel. Be a Pro is whenever I have time or feel like it, and I haven't played lately. And any comments, leave them in the comments, suggestions likewise, and we will see you guys in a couple days on Saturday. So until then, thanks for tuning. Okay, bye.